across the 10 men here, coming up with part 2 of the Battle of Raszyn. It's been a couple of weeks since we posted the first one, so we got together tonight and had another crack. And I did something a bit different this time. I do let the camera roll throughout some of the play, so you'll see hear some discussions. Hear the Austrians trying to surrender several times, but makes for a bit of good banter, and you know, the group is pretty good. So I hope you enjoy, and we'll have a bit more of a chat at the end.
Large line. Where's the little thing gone? Oh, they're actually under Crazio, mate. Oh,
yeah, you're dreaming, buddy. Dreaming.
Right.
So we're back. I'm talking on things. I think they're Grenadiers.
Yeah.
Terry. Which makes the line.
Grenadier battle like this other stuff.
Yeah, it'd be Grenadier battle. So it's turn 9. We're back for Raszyn, guys. You can just, I don't mind hands in, just talk away. So we're just doing turn 9 charges. So the Polish Lancers are charging over here. Zoom in. There we go. So the Austrian Hussars are unformed.
So you're just at -2.
Poles are coming in with 6 casualties. So we'll have a -1 at least, I think, won't we?
Yeah, -1 it is.
And a +1 for veteran.
So 0.
So straight dice for the
So
Poles.
0 to -2. You roll 2 dice into. Alright, he's at 6, 7 I mean.
So that's 7. We're on 5.
9.
We'll take it. We'll re-roll that with the support. So you're on 7, and I'm at 8. So it's going to be a
Be a fight.
go on there. Next one down, Tess. Counter charge. So he comes to me. So it's a straight up melee.
You move up and fight.
So we have
Do that in melee section.
Yep. So the Austrians only one difference, so we have a melee coming up at the end of movements.
Big gun home there.
That's it. In for a penny, in for a pound.
So can I move them up afterwards during normal moves?
You won't be supported, no. You can move them up, that's fine, but
Why actually wouldn't they be in support once they go into melee?
the support
It's
only
not like-
counts as part of
Oh, in the start
Part
of
of
the
the
start.
That's right.
And you wouldn't move them up because then they can be in a dangerous
That's
spot.
right.
wouldn't they?
And I'll zoom in over there, guys, and Poles are hesitant in the town, and the evil Austrians have charged in.
For casualties, they take 1 away. And then 1 back in because you're large. And you're hesitant.
Yes, we have.
Does not count for a melee,
No.
and neither does falter.
Really?
Really? So the falter and the hesitant only take place during the charges. Since there's no charges, it's a straight up melee.
No, but then you get 1 for the first. Oh no, I lose 1.
No, you lose 1 for first round in the BAU.
Right, so that's it, you're at 5 dice.
And you're at 4 dice?
So I start at 5,
Yep.
go to 1, large for 6, and then back to 5.
So 5 to 5?
5 to 5.
5 to 5, guys. Roll away.
Roll all 6s, man.
Here we go.
Oh, all 4s will do it. Oh, 2.
How many did you get, mate?
1 5.
2 to 1. No, 4's.
4s or more? 4s or more?
4 or more, so you still got 1. Yeah, so 1, 2, 3, 1, 5.
Whoa.
So 2 to 1, so that's not enough.
So, who, oh, my camera just went all skippy. So what was it, 2 to 1 in whose favour?
No, it's not ours.
Austrian favour.
You only got one hit.
He got.
Oh. So 2 to 1.
It'd be a fight on already.
First round, fight on. Yep, so now you can push in
So
reinforcements.
I'll go to 5 casualties, you go to. No, I'll go to 4 casualties, you go to 8. So you'll lose another dice.
Yep, and you can, now, Matt, what you do here is you can push in the battalion behind as support. That one, they can go in. Just leave them there, we know they go in.
And what, we can do the same thing?
You've got nothing in range.
Does that
So we'll do the dice. So let's start with 5. You're a large, so you go to 6. You lose 2, so you go to 4, and that's it.
And he's got the rear unit now. So there's another 6 dice, is that right?
5, 6.
6, and what rating is that unit that's behind? Because that would be relevant as well. Can you just reach over here? It is veteran, so he'll get a grading modifier. So he'll be 7. So essentially, you have 7 plus, was it 4?
4,
So that's 11 dice.
5, 3, 4. Yep. So we have 5, 6, 5.
So you've got 11 dice, Matt, versus 5.
You're 5 minutes this out.
Well, it can happen.
It's 4.
You can't mess it up because I've got none.
Okay, the Austrians have none in the melee for that town. How many have you got, Matt? Extract your 4, 5s and 6s.
So why did you go to 11 when you only had 5 the last time?
Well,
Because the rear
No
battalion,
units join the fight.
we've pushed another battalion in.
I
I'll roll 10 dice.
that
No.
hang on,
Hang on, no,
I
just
thought
for
that
a
actual
so
their
were they
supporting units
touching already?
No.
don't join the fight.
In a BAU, they do. So an infantry unit that is within 5 centimetres of a build-up area, if there's a second round, you can actually throw it in.
First round is only one.
First round is 1
So
on 1.
why didn't we move ours up to be behind ours to give us the same?
No, but they have to touch, and no one can touch. He has to touch.
That's right.
But were they touching
So
already?
you
Though?
control what? Yeah, they were touching.
So you can't move them. They've actually got to be already touching,
You need to roll
and
one
then you
more.
got to bring them in.
Double 6, come on.
Cocked. Matt loves the hedge. Well, he's rolling 11 dice and he's only got 4 hits. But he only needed 4 hits.
And a double 6.
So what's happened there, Terry? Have they just reached, what have they gone to?
Gone to 8.
Okay, so that makes life interesting.
Because for another one to be in, I would have had to been touching. I can't move them in.
Yeah. And that brigade on your flank there was hesitant, wasn't it? This one over here.
No, this wasn't.
Oh, you could have perhaps pushed one of those columns up to get close.
I can only go in with one at a time, so I can't.
Yeah, but as a support, in a second round of melee, if there's a second round, if you got close enough, you may have been able to throw it in as your second round. That's all I'm saying. If they come up, because that front battalion might just make it. But, you know, we're sort of backstepping a little, but
What does it say? I lose, I fall back how far?
second round, you lost by, it's a retreat. So full 30 centimetres. Okay, so I've just done the melee there. The Poles had that rear unit come in the second round to support. Unfortunately, the Austrians didn't have anything there, and their flank support was removed. So it's a tough ask, but the Polish in there have 8 casualties, so they're getting pretty hurt. And now we're going to move to the cavalry melee.
Okay. You lose 1 for casualties.
Yep, and we're veterans.
Go to 4, so you go back up to 5. And your large will go to 6.
And we have lance.
So it's 6 each.
Do you count lance?
Oh no, 7.
So it's
So
7.
7 to 6. You got 6.
Mm-hmm. 3 hits.
Average.
I can see 4. There's
Got-
double 6s.
I've got 4 6s there, plus this one on the ground. So I've got 4 hits. You've got 3 hits.
So it'll be a fight on, I imagine.
So 4 to 3. No, cavalry tend not to do that, do they?
What difference is it?
So it's so winner takes ground, unformed, losing cavalry retreat to own lines.
So you'll come up here. You'll go to 10 casualties, Tony.
Sorry, you did. I'll go to
10.
9.
You took
3.
5, 3, 9.
Yeah, so I'll go to 9. And that's the end of turn 9. Right, gents, we're at turn 10. The Fulton Brigade in the middle there. Anton on 6. The Austrians are happy.
Can for a change.
Poles got rolled lots of double sixes for their ADCs. So we had 10, which is utterly ridiculous. So now we're doing initiative. How many Heston have you got, guys?
None this time.
None. So it's none versus none. All right, initiative dice, chaps. Go, Matt.
2 dice into
12. Wow.
Wasted.
Absolutely wasted. Come on, Matt. Let's see it. Go on. You're going to cock a dice. I know it. No, you're not. What'd you get?
9.
9. Okay, so it's the Austrian turn. Any charge declarations, Austrians?
Yes.
Yes. What's charging, guys?
Everything.
That narrows it down.
Huh?
That narrows it down.
And then what? During actual hang on, get it so during the
Yeah,
normal
they'll
move
come
they
in.
can come up and touch it.
Well, if they're both charging, then they're both going in together.
They're different actual brigades.
Correct, but they'll go in. They'll go in together.
They can still go in, but only one can go in.
Only one can-
first turn.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, only one can actually attack. So one.
Yeah.
If you get the
That's what
second.
I'm saying,
yeah.
the other one moves up and
Yeah,
touches it.
yeah, happy for second round of melee. If we get one, then you'll come in. So everyone stops at 5.
Or they just,
Well,
and then we do put these wherever you want.
okay. Shall we swing these around and start shooting crap out of them?
Yeah. I'll just try and put another lot on this so I can get that boy that down.
Got to bring up the line. No?
Are you doing the moves? Are you?
Yeah.
Yep. Okay. We've got no charges. It's fine.
Something become a bit nibble.
Now the Polish cavalry's looking a little exhausted. Plus, I actually forgot we need an unformed marker.
Can I just...
Chuck me an unformed.
How,
Matt?
how far can they move? Where is it?
Unformed?
Unformed. Okay. Because they go up there
Not
from that melee.
They shoot out.
No, you won't, because they'll be unformed, because they won't stay still. They'll fight inferior volley.
So the pole's on the far
Bring
flank
these up?
here.
Yep.
Zoom in. We're withdrawing from that far flank because it's pretty null and void. And as you can just see here, we've got some Austrian cavalry attempting to ford that river.
Aye.
Small saying that
Shall we
waiting
move these
for
up?
them.
What's musket you
But
got?
there is a large Cheshire regiment also in range. And I think you forgot something, mate.
Right.
You had a charge declaration, mate.
Come forward a bit.
Yeah, then it'll be
You should have
inferior
charged.
volley. I would just say we do.
Yep, you have forgotten.
And then move this one up.
All right.
Or how close you to the gun then.
Okay.
All
Oh,
the
fuck,
line.
I'm sick of worrying about artillery pieces, mate. During actual movement, wasn't that? Don't actually have melee after movement?
Yeah.
Wasn't actually this guy supposed to be touching him so we get support next time?
Oh no, yeah, he'll just be in. He'll be in next time.
Only if there's a second round would it
If
be.
there's only
He doesn't
one
come
on.
in, only 1 versus 1 in the first round or not.
I went and thought he had to be touching the.
He will go in.
Yeah, that's fine. We understand. We
If he's
understand.
in
you
within 5 centimetres, he can come in.
Yep. Okay, so we've got the melee back in that village, that town again.
So, Anton, so you'll be start at 5 dice, and you'll go to 6 dice, and you go to 1 more to 7 dice.
Why is he 7 dice?
Oh no, you lose 1, so you go 5 dice.
Yeah,
at 5 dice.
that's right. So he's at 5 dice.
You lose one because first round against the build up
Correct.
period.
And Matt's at
So you're at 5 dice down to 3 dice.
and large 4 dice.
4 dice.
So 4 dice to 5 dice for that combat, guys. Well, that's a 1-1. That's a
There's nothing there so far.
4 5s and 6s, Matt.
There's a lot there.
Two.
There's 3 there, isn't it?
Just two.
2.
No. 2 to 1 again.
It's 2 to 1. First round, fight on.
Okay,
So
you
now we're
go-
going in with
You go to 9. And we go to 2. No.
you go to 3. So
Second.
really, you just add 6 dice, Terry.
And plus I get 1 more. So 5, 6, 5 and 6. So you get 12 dice. You'll get 4.
We'll get
4 and 12, 16.
Okay.
12 to 16.
12 to 16.
10.
I don't put a win for this.
Go, Matt.
It's almost double.
So, so how many dice is that? 2, 4, 5.
There was 10 in
That's
total.
10.
Just
So
roll.
you've got,
Another 6.
What, 4's a hits too?
yeah, 4's a hit, so you've got 5
Plus-
hits.
Plus you get 1 more. 1 more
Roll
dice. You get 1 more dice.
5 hits. 5 hits.
Get
We've got,
one more.
we've got 5 hits so far with 6 dice to roll.
And you get 1 more dice.
Oh, we get 7.
Because
Okay.
they're a
I rolled average again. You have to roll
Oh.
better than
You
average.
get 1 more dice.
Have to roll better than average.
Another 3.
So it's just average.
And 1 more.
So for them, what they have 17. So
No.
8.
yeah, they'll beat you every time.
8 to 6.
So it's just a loser retreats. So you spread your so the casualties are spread across the battalions.
So we take 4 and 4.
So
So they'll go to 7.
game's over, Terry. We can't. We
You've got a whole. You've got 2 brigades
The
still.
police can still come in.
no.
Yep, plenty of
do it.
time. Right, mate. You've got to spread your casualties
Don't say that.
over.
We can't because those other 2 units behind.
All right, so it's 10, 11. We're just doing charge moves. Oh, we've got to work them out. So what are you at, Terry? What are they? They're grenadier, or they? What are they?
Yeah, they're grenadier.
Yep. So line. What's your guys there, Matt?
On the back.
Well, look at the back of the ticket.
Back.
Does it say veteran or line or grenadier or
Green.
Grenadier.
So they're line.
Okay, so it's both line, both battle cavalry. I'm assuming. Terry has a narrower frontage, so it's -1. And that's pretty much it, guys. So -1 to the Austrians.
Straight 7.
Straight dice for you.
So roll 2 dice.
2 dice. Yep.
Yep. Cool. Uh, 4 and a 5.
9. 7 by 2.
So win by 2 on charge result. Well, that's a melee, guys.
Okay, so you go in.
Well, actually, you come at him.
Okay. We'll just move that front one up.
Move the front one up, so the Austrians are going to come up. All right. So we have a straight up melee there,
Over here.
and then we'll pan across here. I'm going to zoom out here.
Roll for in.
Right. So we've got some interesting stuff here. So that's we're doing the column versus the lancers. So the column is at +2.
Yep.
Actually, no, hang on. You get to 5 first, guys. You should fire.
I'll 5 first.
You need to fire first.
So 2 dice inferior volley. That won't do it.
That will do nothing. So that is probably an FD result, is it?
What if, oh no, you get
4.
It's a 4 of Standard volley. Yep, they have gone to. You've gone to FD.
Okay.
So the column is fired, gone to fire discipline. So you're still at +2. And what they line?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so we're obviously veteran, so it's +1, and it's lance versus infantry +1. So it's +2 each.
So what about for the large for each? Does that count yet?
No, large counts in melee.
So large. So you can support.
I can support because I'm large, correct. And you can support because you have the flank support of the other. In fact, the other unit can actually also fire
as well. They can fire. So you roll them too as well. And we'll go FD for them as well. Yeah. No, 8. So it should be.
So it's an 8 with a standard volley, and the casualties are halved.
So it's inferior because it's column.
Oh, sorry?
Inferior because it's column.
One casualty on me. Won't affect the outcome. Which I don't think it's inferior. Firing column or square,
Column.
half casualties. That's it.
It's not.
No, it's standard volley,
what
but
was
you
that
half
then?
casualties, so it's 1.5.
So roll the dice. It'll be 2.
2 casualties. Well, that was good supporting fire there. All right, so now we're at +2 each. You have a re-roll on
So
either.
4 on normal won't be a fire discipline then, I don't reckon.
Now 4 is a fire discipline.
No, but not on the normal.
Standard volley,
Is
4 is an FD.
it?
Yes. So it's a +2 each. And each of us has a re-roll. I'm obviously going to be taking mine. And you're probably going to take
Take one.
yours. It's 10. And I'm at 6. So that's a 4 result. So cavalry versus infantry. Cavalry retire. Defend the stands. I take a casualty.
3.
So that a gamble there by the polls, but just hoping you roll poorly.
I've actually been rolling average all night.
Last week you guys rolled actually pretty well. We've actually rolled pretty decent with a couple of firing, but actually last time we played Matt's artillery was outstanding. We've sort of lessened off here. Everyone's fatigued. Okay, so we've got that melee over there, or that charge. So we've got. I have to draw 2 sets, don't I?
So is this classed as having rear support, is it?
Large units.
Large units in double column have classed as rear support.
It works for both sides. What are you smiling at?
Does that work for infantry as well?
No.
What's funny?
That veteran, they can double move, do everything. Now they can support themselves. You know what I'm
Anyone
saying?
can. Well, actually, technically, it is an optional ability.
Now they can support themselves, whereas
So can you.
You've got rear support here.
Yeah.
but then that would be to my advantage. But at the moment, it's just totally nullified because 2 separate units can actually support themselves.
Okay, so we start out.
So
We've got a shitload of casualties here.
Oh, you got 12 casualties, haven't you?
That's minus 2, isn't it?
Is it 12?
Yeah.
Oh, you're large, so you can take 15, can't you?
Still 8's still the highest.
So yeah, that's right. So it's minus
minus 2.
minus 2.
That's it.
And I'm at +1. So I've got.
What about wider? He's wider.
Is he?
Yeah.
It's 6 versus 6.
separate fights, really.
Yeah, but you're wider. Wider than each unit.
Aren't you actually rolling it for each of your units?
You're rolling 1 for total.
Yeah, but I'm saying, shouldn't you be rolling for the
I
in
am.
case one doesn't go?
I have rolled for each.
So he'll get the +1 for wider then. each time.
In separate fights, yes.
Interesting thought. We can play it that way, that's fine, but considering it's 6 on 6 from a frontage perspective. Because if I was side by side, you wouldn't get wider, would you?
Sorry?
If I was side by side like that, and I hit you, and I'm 6
That's
across...
right, then you're side by side, but you're not. You've got a gap between you, so they're two separate units.
I technically think that's irrelevant, but you can have the +1.
Well, I don't know, Terry. I'll sit
So
and see
that'll
how
give you
far
what?
it happens.
8?
No.
Actually, it's not a plus to you, it's a negative to me.
It's only negative to you. So he's at 5, down to 3, 4.
So you're at 4. Are you going to take a reroll?
Yeah, you can get a reroll with that.
If you want, yep.
So you're at 4.
So you can reroll with 3 if you want, or go as you are.
Let's gamble.
Well, you might as well.
Are you
Okay. So what does it take you to?
14.
Sorry? How do you get 14, Terry? Yeah, I like it at 14. Oh, wow, I like that. So that takes you to 8.
Yep.
Okay, so you're at 8. All right. So my left unit rolled a 4. Okay?
Yep.
So I'm veteran. So that takes me to 5. And I think that's it. So I'll take a reroll on that because that's a 1. So that gives me a... So currently at 3 because the -1 versus veteran cancels. So it's a straight... So it's 3 plus this dice. So they're at 4. So they're pretty much naked. I have an 8 on that one. So it's going to be an 8 there again. If I take a reroll, worst I can get is a 6, which is actually going to be...
Still be the same.
It'll be a melee, so I may as well take the reroll.
Might as well, because you can need make and break.
Yeah, that's right. Because if we get a 6, it
be
becomes...
a melee or a break.
So
That's right.
I'm hoping for a 1.
I roll a 1, we're melee. So we're in. So
So that one goes...
No.
No, they're
they're all in. It's an all in. I take the best result.
Alright, so one actual unit doesn't falter and goes, fuck this, I'm not going in, and the other unit goes, well, where you going, dudes? It's because they're two separate units doing the thing, and one's rolled a dice and failed it.
All right. 10-12. After much discussion, we're just doing
That's all the
a bit of firing. We're about to do a melee. Okay.
Alright, so
So they're both grenadier. So they're both evened out.
both large,
They're both large.
a little wider.
That doesn't count in the melee.
We got wrist port,
Doesn't count in the melee.
wrist port.
Doesn't count in the
Reroll
melee.
that.
Doesn't count in the melee. Only re-support and wider only counts in the...
Well, it'll be a straight roll then. If that's the case. Both be 5 dice.
They're both large now, aren't they?
Yeah.
Both 6 dice.
6 dice. You get 6 dice for you.
Yep, 6 dice
Dice
each.
for you, Anton.
Off we go, guys.
This is your chance.
Don't go putting pressure on, man.
Well, don't pressure.
I'm
See
gonna
that
take pressure, man.
see the charge on for the gun over there. That's your chance.
4, 5s and
It's gonna be
6s
hard.
now.
4 to beat.
4 kills.
No, I've only got 2, man.
4 to 2.
4 to 2.
It's a bounce by the cavalry.
Okay, cavalry, retreat to own loser retreats.
Do we take an extra casualty?
Cavalry, we return to our own lines, which we are in, so we're not going to do a lot. So you retreat, guys.
Back over the river or
Yeah.
towards?
Yep. So
So
mark
they
your
go to
casualties,
7
Matt.
at the end time.
You're taking 2 casualties.
Yep. 2.
So the first Austrian unit to get across the river has now gone back across the river.
Dun, dun, dun.
Probably should have thrown the hussars in, but didn't want to give it overkill. But the Poles did lose a gun battery on that far flank, so that brigade is now
17
faltering.
retreat.
Do we have a fault? Is there a faulted marker on the brigade?
Yeah,
Yes,
There is. Okay, so that
So
should see.
did the falter make any difference to the combat?
No.
No, falters and unforms don't make any difference.
All the falters and hesitants take in the charges, and the charges happen before the brigade went to falter. All right. So
Next fight, we'll do this one over here. We'll do that last one.
which one are we doing last?
Do the next cavalry battle.
We're
This
speeding
one
into a
over here.
cavalry battle. Now I'll explain this one. So, as everyone would have noticed during our 10-minute conversation about the multiple unit charges, we have decided to ignore the rules, and as the left-hand Polish unit was beaten by 4 by the Austrians, we're actually going to apply the differential. So, the left-hand Polish unit will be unformed. The Austrians have actually countercharged that unit with elan, and the Polish chasseurs on the right flank there have actually got into contact as well. So we're going to apply those results and play this a little differently. Austrians attack with elan across the board. Poles on the left go in unformed. Poles on the right go in formed. So in which case,
That makes no difference.
and really it's just a total of dice. So the Polish left starts with 5. Its large goes to 6. Its lance, so it goes to 7. Its veteran versus grenadier.
Yep.
So it's
So that
8.
one.
So it's 8. And also, any casualties on that unit? No.
Heaps.
3.
3. So
Mine's
no
2.
effect. Unformed. So we're down to 7 dice on that unit. Chasseurs are at 5.
There's 7 dice there.
7 dice there, and the chasseurs are at 5, and they're large 6, veteran 7. So it's 14 dice for the Polish.
So here we've got
5.
5, 6, down to 4,
And elan.
back to 5. We're at 5.
Yep. So you're at 5. 5 to
5
a
to
lot.
14.
So even if you roll average, you'll still win.
So just drop your pants now, Anton.
Yep. So what is actually the chance of me rolling?
Very, very little. You have a 30% chance of winning. You got 2.
I rolled average out of 5, see?
You only got to get 3 kills on it. It's dead.
I've got 8.
It's dead.
How many did you get, Anton?
You got 2.
2. So it's one casualty on each. So we've beaten them by a hell of a lot. So loser routes, winner takes ground. So that's it. So essentially we just trundle forward. So it did make a big difference to the result because of the mass, but I guess you do wonder whether you apply that. You know,
You got to charge on. If you want.
no, there's no charge on here, Tess.
No?
No, it's just a straight up take ground. So if that had been a more even effect, it might have played out a little differently.
Well, if I didn't have as many casualties.
Correct. But playing it in that fashion, because the 2 units, I agree, the 2 units don't really know what they're doing. So applying an overarching global result is perhaps not the way to go in this instance.
No.
So, look, it is what it is. So we've attempted it, and I actually don't mind it, to tell you the truth.
Even though you won by.
Okay, we're doing them now. We're doing the melee in the town. It's a tough nut.
So you're at 5.
Poles have 11 casualties.
You're at 5, 6, 4. So that's 5 to 4 again.
5 to 4. Matt, all yours. Come on, guys. Let's see if the Poles can withstand another hit.
2.
Average.
Versus 4. Matt was trying for 5.
It's 2 apiece.
No, he's got 3.
Oh.
He's got 4, 5, and 6.
That's 3 to
So
2.
it's
to 5 on.
3 to 2.
So
So-
you have to beat them, don't you?
No, it is a. It's only a 1, so it's a fight on. So Matt, you're on 14 casualties now with that battalion. That's all right. Just don't bother putting another one there.
No,
Will
13.
Sorry,
13.
Oh, sorry, 13. Right, still okay. It's just a lot.
We're at
So
5. So we lose one now from that.
so now you're throwing in a second battalion,
Yep.
and we're pushing in another 2. So technically, all you need to do is cause us 4 casualties.
So he's at 13, so you need to cause 2 more casualties there. So we need 6 casualties.
Yeah, but if
to be able to do
kill
that.
it off, his other unit moves in.
Oh, you need 6 casualties to do it, do you?
Yeah,
Retreat back.
because you
So,
split them, remember?
Yeah, you do. Yeah, that's
so
right.
we're not going to achieve anything, man, because even if we kill his unit off and he wins, and we have to retreat back, he just moves in another unit.
No, no. If we die, you won't retreat. I believe. Well, we'll look it up, but I believe the result will be if you actually kill the actual battalion holding that village, your result will not apply.
Okay.
Anyway,
That's why you've got to try and kill it.
So we're at 5 for 5 to 5. Don't lose the ones, but you'll be at 5 dice there. And that's just an average size unit, so you'll be at 5 dice there, 10 dice.
And we're at
So you're at 5, 6, 2, so 4 and 6 and 6.
16.
So 16,
16. Wow.
So it's 10 to 6. So.
10, 6.
Our sort of average is 5, their average is 8.
Can be done.
6, you get 6 casualties. I
We
can
roll
see
the cop dice there, Anton. What's
one short, I reckon.
4, 5 and
That's
6s.
5. You know.
Yeah, I said average. Average
Can you get-
fives, eh?
4, 5 and 6s.
4 5s and 6s. Yep.
And rolling the 6.
Rolling the 6. We've only got 4 here. He's got another 6 dice so here.
How big is it?
And you got another 3. Roll well then. So
7?
oh, you got more to come, have you?
No, that's 16.
So he's caused 8.
And we've caused 5,
5.
which is
Well, it's interesting because if it's split, it'll be 2, 1, and 2.
so we haven't still beaten you, and we get pushed off again.
We're on 13.
That's what I said.
You were on 13, weren't you?
In the town.
Yeah, so you'll go to 14.
No, we started at 11.
There,
Yep.
and 2.
You
So
caused 2
13.
casualties in the first round, took us to
Yeah.
13. You've caused 2 casualties in the second round, takes us
And
to
you not
15.
choose to put one on there?
We have to. No,
We put
they're-
2.
they're
2,
te-
2 and 1.
yeah, but technically you'd say that would be our
The
lead
first
unit.
So
That,
that'd be good.
that's the unit that's taking the brunt of the impact, so it should take.
So
The
what's
bulk
that
of the
one?
casualties.
So it's taking the bulk of casualties. So
It
it's taking
has to take the
3
bulk.
out of the 5.
So I'm just going to pause the shot there, and we're going to have a
And
quick.
go to
We're going to.
Anton, you've lost one there, so you're 5.
Okay, so we're doing the
Up to
melee
6
in
back
town,
to 5.
And 5 dice, yeah.
Yeah, for the second round, so he's at 5.
and we're at the second round.
Down to 4. So it's 5 to 4.
So we had the first round, and the Poles won by 1, and we're fighting the second round now.
And now I get 1.
1,
No, re-roll the. It's not. If it's
Roll
not.
two.
Not anything flat is a re-roll.
2.
Average.
So
2.
So you
So-
keep the town. Because if you don't do it by the second round, then
But
you
we're dead.
bounce. Oh, you're dead, are you?
because we're on 11,
Oh, 'cause
you
you're
caused 2 in the
13.
first round, 13. You caused 2 in the second round, 15. The unit is eliminated.
Okay.
So the Poles disperse from that village.
You take another 2.
Yes. 2.
Yeah.
Yep.
7.
So the village has, at this point in time, fallen. The Polish brigade is faltered. So we've now got 2 faltering Polish brigades on the table, guys. Interesting turn of events.
What's that actually mean, Dave?
Which means, right, this is turn 14, I think.
Yep.
Turn 14, so we're seeing a charge over there. So it's Polish sisters going against the Tsars. So it's -2 to the Austrians because they've casualties and being hesitant, and 0 for the Poles.
A9.
12. So we beat you by So you're down to 7. So we beat you by 5.
Tacker with Elan, defender, melee, unformed.
Which you are. Okay, so you're not informed, no?
No.
Oh, yeah, okay, you're informed now and the chasseurs move in.
Or just leave it like that because we'll still say the same.
So your guys.
Yep, they trundle in. Oh, it's a destiny check too. Double 6 on charges, destiny. First one for the night.
Oh, okay, yep.
And
Right, destiny check. 8. Discipline, recover 1 casualty. I'll take the casualty.
Make it 2.
Or melee with Elan, which I've already got. So we'll just take the rat catch. Nice catch. All right. So what we have, we've got pulse filtering brigades hesitant, but we're looking a bit light on.
So we're firing now.
And then we've got the poles have advanced 2 battalions across the river, just to keep the Austrians honest. So yes, we're at firing for 14. All right, gents, we've called it a night, and the big UFO has arrived to collect the Austrians. This is known as the Green Ambulance. Collect the dead. So we put in one more charge. So all the Austrian cavalry died. It is getting late, so we've sort of called it there. Austrians took the town. Poles pretty much going to lose that brigade over there. That one there, they're pretty much getting hit by, I think, 3 batteries of artillery, flanked by skirmishers, and they're going to die a grisly death. And over here, well, I've got the Polish cavalry, but I think they had something like 4 casualties up to 9 per regiment, so they're really defunct, I think, as a fighting force. And then we had the little flanking manoeuvre here of the 2 battalions. So really, if we played it out, well, it's highly doubtful they would have got across the river. We might have lost another brigade. So, but we obviously did get the fighting in there woefully incorrect for the first three attacks, but live and learn. Until next time.
Well, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed some of the discussions. And we'll put a forum question up on Two Fat Ladies regards to multiple melees and things like that. And look, a bit of a play test for us. Some discussion that I'm happy to share with everyone is that the Austrians sort of felt that the Poles had too much artillery for them to actually launch attacks. But we discussed this later in the evening after we packed up, and we do have like 7 batteries on the table as the Poles, but we actually only ever fired 4 of them. So our artillery was actually quite effective in the first part of this video. Second part, it was pretty warm. The Austrians had done substantial damage to make us start pulling them off the line. So I really disagree with their viewpoint on that one myself. They had just as much artillery. I think they had several more batteries than we did. It's just how you deploy them and luck of the dice in some instances. So, but as you'll see, the Austrians did stack their right flank. And Matt, my fellow Pole, did decide to attempt to remove the bridge on the same flank. Pure fluke. That he chose that, and they decided to try and smash through that area. Hence they left their left open to this massive Polish cavalry brigade, and it's just one brigade. Austrians felt that it was probably a little too large, but again, they really didn't put probably a lot of things up, and I had no artillery support there. So they gave the Poles a pretty much a free hand there with probably superior cavalry, even though the Austrians did have cuirassiers, but they rolled poorly. So really it could have gone either way in my view. but they lack infantry power over there to deal with it as well. So look, interesting all that. We did sort of botch the fighting in that central town, so we'll probably play this again down the track and play it correctly. I think the Austrians will certainly deploy in a different manner. So look, I hope you enjoy watching. Any questions, by all means hit me up. So I'm on the Two Fat Ladies forum, known as Polish Lancer. And you'll see me over all the Face Stalker pages and even here. So thanks for viewing. Look forward to any comments, any questions you might have about how we played GDA. We did make a few mistakes, but I think that's just the general, you forget things over time if you don't play regularly enough. So thank you again and good night.